Okay, so the last time I did this, Right, the last time I did this, it just... Thanks, phone. Last time I did this, it was just telling me that it wasn't going right because I wasn't doing shit. So... Oh, yeah. Let me check Twitch again, and if this fucks it up, then I'm just gonna do YouTube. Checking Twitch. If Twitch is fine, then I'm just gonna be doing that. If Twitch is not fine, then I'm just gonna do YouTube. Okay, just do a bunch of this. Just switch over to here, scroll down a bit. Alright, looks like Twitch is doing fine. Alright, looks like Twitch is doing fine. The bitrate could be better, but you know, as long as it's stable. Alright, it's stable, so I'm going to just copy the title and put it over on Twitch. In fact, drag this over here. The page can load up so I can get to the title. Here it is, edit. There we go. Oh, there it goes. All right. Twitch has been... Hello there, sheep. All right. Actually, can I do this for a moment? There we go. Just increase that. Alright, so let's get back to this. Let's get back to it. Fucking I did not pull up the website. On simulator. There we go. Alright. Characters. Don't. He forgot about me again. No, I did not. I think he went on a different title for that one. Anyways, I meant to stream again on Thursday, but I was having tech issues. Friday, it was just a bad day for me. So now we're doing this. So what I plan to do today is finish up the rivals, and yeah, what I plan to do is finish up the rivals and then maybe take a look at the actual lore from the game. From what I've seen or heard anyways, it is terrible, so depending on how bad it is, I'm gonna make up the lore completely on my own, which is completely on the girls, so. Right, so, I have already gotten Osana, Mina, Ostoru, and Hinako. Hinako and Kizana. So I already got half the rivals here. So my main goal is to get the... So we're going to try to finish up the other girls. Now for the longest time, I had a trouble with this one because I could not figure out anything. But I finally figured something out, which, by the way, it may be a bit too much, but I got something for her. Right. So, by the way, these are the names that I've chosen for the other girls. For the girls, so yeah. Alright, so let's. Alright, so let's go back to BIOS. Alright, let's start with. She is a girl who grew up quick due to having to raise children by herself. What the fuck is this one? Assassin's Creed Shadows. So that's what that was. But anyways, having to raise children by herself. It is unclear if the children's are hers or her siblings, but she had to raise them when she was a child. She learned how to care she learned how to care and everything that came with being a mother by the time she started high school. By the time she started middle school. What else was it? Culinary skills far beyond her age. Nothing makes her happier than seeing people enjoy the food she prepped. Despite giving up her childhood, she holds no resentment to her parents or anyone. The one thing I haven't figured out is how she plays into the how she would get a part of the group. The only thing that I got is that it would just be something random. It should be something random, maybe like a festival or something like that. Oh, that's good. That is good. After the little, I'm gonna call it a little mini arc for Kizuna, right? That's her name, Kizuna. All right. After the little arc for Kizuna, I can start working with Amari. Yes, yes, I can do that. Anyways. Or anyone. She is part of. For anyone. But I would rather people be happy. Alright, so I still need. Took on a parental role at a young age, that is what I wrote. Responsible for raising several children, unclear whether or not they are her own or younger sibling, that is what I wrote. Grew up quick out of necessity, forced into maturity during early childhood, exactly what I wrote. Became skilled at cooking, cleaning, and emotional caretaking by the time she entered middle school. Nurturing, gentle, patient, emotionally composed beyond her years, tending to others' needs instinctively, often putting herself last. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted. Embodies the motherly presence among peers. Which I'm curious how I would actually write that out. I don't know. Maybe it would be more like, a Tamaki role from Oron Host Club. Whoops. Despite losing her own childhood, she bears no resentment, holds no anger towards parents or situation. Believes in spreading kindness and making others happy rather than dwelling on the past. Yes, that'd be good. That'd be good. That'd be good. Keep in mind, everything. I made sure that it's not adding anything new. I'm making sure that it's just taking. What happened there? Is my mic? Is my mic? Mic check 1 2. Oh, what happened? Oh shit. Will this work? Please? Jeez. Alright. Alright, I'm making sure that this isn't adding anything. It's just taking what I've written already. And maybe expanding on it, which, whatever. Which, I'm fine with that. I'm not having it write any part of the main story itself. It's just the bios of the characters, so, Yeah. Anyways. Emotional core, despite losing her own child, but resentment, whatever. Find fulfillment and caretaking, not as a burden, but I'm not gonna add that one in, no. While I'm on the group, becomes stable within, treats everyone with warmth, kindness, and understanding, often observed beyond dynamic. I'm not gonna add that either, so the last 4 points I'm not gonna add because that's not really what I wrote. So, yeah, so let's start on the next one. Title, bold. Alright, then we got normal text, so we do background. Oh, excuse me. Personality, nurture, caring, patient, emotionally composed beyond her years. I think I might leave that one out too. Tends to others' needs instinctively, often putting herself last. Embodies a motherly presence among peers. Oops. I'm gonna add all 4, but I think I might just take out the second one. All right, taking the second one. Emotional core. Despite losing our childhood, spares no resentment. That is what I wrote. Holds no anger. That is basically the same thing, so I'm not gonna add that. Rather than dwelling on the past. This, even though this isn't really what I wrote, I'm gonna keep it because it definitely works with what I have for the new Yandere. So I'm gonna keep that one. So basically, I'm only gonna add the 2 on this one because those were not what I wrote. All right, emotional core. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna keep emotional core there. All right, so that's hers. All right, so that's her. I surprisingly do not have one for her. I thought she would have been easy to write. I'll come back to her last. What do I have for her? I don't really think I have much for her anyways. I think she was just... I, my thought process that she would basically stay almost the same. Maybe a little bit more active, I guess. What is she? The president of the sports club, top star athlete, and the Olympics in a few years. Okay, doesn't appear. Yeah, whatever. Quickly makes friends. Is the top. I'm not gonna try spelling athlete because I can't. Is the top athlete and is one of the very few people who doesn't fear. Even though I already got a name for her, we're just gonna use the official name we got for her. She just one of the few people who does not fear. One of the very few people who just often asking her for a spar. Often asking her for a spar. Often asking for a spar. Should I give her an older brother who she's always compared? I think that's what it could be. Yes, that's what I could do. The main theme that each of these girls would have is that they cannot express themselves. That is to be the main goal. And if she's constantly being compared to someone else, yes, that's good. Yes. All right. Whoops. She has an older brother who she is often compared to as he is a professional. That is not how you spell professional. As he is a professional. Nope. That's not. As he's a professional athlete. No. Known worldwide. constantly compared to him. All right. Always pushing herself to be like him. Often, always pushing herself to be just like him. Usually wearing a mask. Usually wearing a mask to hide her own self doubt. To hide her own self doubt or sell out. That's just the thing I was trying to spell. Trying to hide her own self doubt. Hide her own self doubt. Self doubt, self doubt, self doubt. There's one more thing I wanted to. Right. She. Friends. Yanchan. After word quickly spreads around school that she won in a fight with Alright, so honestly, I think so far the way I've written this, only a very few actually liked Senpai. So the way I've written this so far, only Osana, Hinako, and Ozaru. So far the way I've written this, only those three have liked Senpai, which good enough. I mean, this one I haven't confirmed whether or not she started targeting him or not, but that's basically how I've written it. Alright. Alright, give me. Recognized school top athlete across multiple sports. Has an older brother who is a world-renowned professional athlete. Constantly compared to him by peers, coaches, and even herself. Trains obsessively to match his accomplishment, barely taking any breaks. I might leave this part out. Personality, energetic, loud, and competitive on the surface. Maybe I might keep that one, I'm not sure. Projects confident, but eternally struggle with self-doubt and inferiority. Uses humor and enthusiasm to mask to hide pressure and insecurity. That is basically the same thing, so I just need one of those. Refuses to back down from her challenges, specifically physical ones. One of the few students afraid of Shina Akari, aka Osaru, regularly asks her to spar, treating her as a worthy rival. Respects her strength and sees her as a challenge, not a threat. That is basically more lines of what I've written, yeah, okay. Relationship with Yuno, but friends, after rumors spread that she fought and defeated. Oh, that was weird. But friends, after rumors spread that she fought and defeated Yuno, intrigued by someone strong enough to challenge. Initially curious and impressive, but Yuno's resilience and drive. That is not what I'm gonna. No. As both a fellow warrior and someone hiding her own inner weight, much like herself. No. It's just these two, but I might just change this to connections with others. So, yeah. Oh. Alright, so. Alright, so background. Whoops. Alright, background. Top athlete, recognize. Alright. I just need to. I think this is the one where I just need one of them. Damn it. Recognize this school top athlete among multiple sports. Has an older brother who is a world known athlete. Constantly compared. Right, I just need this. So, personality. Right, this is the one where I need to get one of them because that is not, because it's just a repeat. And friendly on the surface. Refuses to back down from a challenge. Okay. I'm gonna change this to connections with others. So connections with others. Alright, connections with others. Damn it. Maybe by someone. I'm gonna say change strong to brave. Brave enough to challenge her. Okay, okay. Okay, so. There's a young woman whose greatest desire in life is to be helpful to others. Although she's usually in a causing more problems to solve due to an airheaded klutzy nature. I am not gonna have that with her, so yeah. Especially you do not want that with a freaking nurse. Studying to become a nurse and is training at the academy. Alright, so. How am I gonna write her? She's obviously not gonna be klutzy and stuff like that. So the way I'm gonna do this is, can't spell. A school nurse who School nurse. School nurse. School nurse. School nurse. School nurse. Who most students see as another counselor. That is not how you spell counselor. Counselor. Whoops. All right, cool. The freaking doesn't know what I'm trying to spell counselor. All right, let's see. Counselor. Unselor. Yep. My poor spelling strikes again. Who's most students see as another counselor due to speaking with them on level ground. On leveled ground. Student council. Fuck. I was more worried about the freaking cooking club president, and I did not figure anything out for this one. I did not figure anything out for this one. All I knew was that she was more professional than what was done in the game. That's all I got. I really don't have anything much I can give her. Really, I don't. She takes it upon herself to look after Yan-chan after she gets back to school after her fight with Alright, she looks after her becoming a she looks after her being the like I'm not gonna try spelling second. Being the second Hello there, Yam. The adult slash guardian figure in Yan-chan's group. She was mistaken by Yan-chan's. Right. She was mistaken to be by Yan-chan's mother, which causes her to think more about her future as she was fine where she is now. If anything, she would be the most sane one out of the group. That's all I got for her. So basically the way I've written this, the two adults are the ones that are technically not really a part of the harem. So that's the way I've written this so far. I'm not gonna get this because she's not supposed to be clumsy at all, so. Whereas the school nurse has a reputation among students as a compassionate listener, often treated more like a counselor than a medical staff due to her approachable nature. Yeah, that is basically how. That is basically another way of writing what I gave it. Uh, Gentle, down to earth, and emotionally intrusive. Maybe a little bit intrusive. She does look, because I do see her looking into Yanchan's past. Speaks to students on equal footing, creating a sense of trust and comfort. Meaning prefers to support others quietly without drawing attention to herself. Takes note of after her return to school after following a fight with Shino Akari. Makes it a personal responsibility to check up on her regularly. Which is where I think the more intrusive action comes to her. So, if anything, yeah, she's slightly intrusive. Bow bow. Just taking a freaking Famako with that. Become a steady presence in Yuno's life, often quiet, emotional, and physically care. Served as the second adult-sized guardian figure to grow up alongside Mizaki Shigeru. That's the second name that's the other name I gave the other adult, right? Right, Midna is the name. Yeah, that is the other. That is what I decided to rename her. So yeah. All right. Personal development mistaken by Yuno's mother as being in a relationship with Mizaki. Debug in time, like, will you try type debug then type 10 times fun, like, what, do you mean in ChatGPT, or are you talking about like the chat, because I got nothing. Mistaken relationship. The assumption causes her to reflect on her own future for the first time in a long while, begins questioning if she's truly content or just settling with a comfortable stasis. This reflection generally shifts her career arc toward personal growth beyond caretaking. I'm not gonna include these two because these are not really what I've written. Yeah, I'm not gonna, because these are not what I've written. It's just something added, so I'm not giving that in. But besides that, I think everything else I'm gonna keep. Oh no, not okay. Never mind. This one I'm not gonna keep. But besides, okay. So the three things I'm not gonna keep because I did not really write that, nor do I want this. So, title. Alright, so let's give me the background. Whereas the school nurse, reputation among students, often treated like a counselor, and a medical staff to her approachable nature. I'm gonna get rid of the second one because that's basically repeating what it's basically a repeat, so I'm gonna get rid of that. My bitrate is a bit low on YouTube, but I got nothing for that one, so I got nothing for that one. Alright, so honestly, I think it's fine having two more gentler characters, especially when one of them is supposed to be a child and supposed to be a kid, and so the other one's an adult, allowing the one that's a kid to be a kid. So I think that's fine. Assistant unequal footing, slightly clumsy. Prefers to support other without drawing attention to herself. I'm also gonna get rid of that as well. Ugh. Days after her return to school, following her fight, Shino makes it a personal responsibility to check up on her regularly. Becomes a steady person in Yuno's life, offering quiet, emotional, and physical care. So the second adult figure in group alongside Mizaki, as being in a relationship in a long time. Alright, let's add this. Whoops. Alright, and then it's these two, and that's good. Whoops. Alright, so now I got these two. I gotta rewrite these two. Let's do this one. Megami. Is the heiress to becomes incredibly wealthy, certified genius, self-defense training, so that everything she's ever attempted in her life. A mixture of Weiss and Tamaki. Is the heiress. That is not how you spell heiress. Ferris! I'm keeping this because there's nothing else. Heiress of the in Japan, she okay, so basically I'm having to keep her the fucking same. Or, well, actually, no. This isn't basically her personality. This is basically what she is. It's the personality is what I'm rewriting. So this. So I'm keeping this part in because that is honestly perfect. I do not need to rewrite this part. However, she is hated by her grandmother for, you know what? No, not mother, father. Actually, hold on. No, fucking, I got it. By her mother because she was an affair baby. 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 Her father with a what should I have the her second half be? Uh bu- 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 Her second half. What should it be? 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 French? No, not French. What is Weiss inspiration from? Whoops. Because I'm basically combining Weiss with Tamaki Senpai, so. Well, obviously I can't freaking spell. Let's take a look at the wiki. Take a look at the wiki, see what it has to say. Yeah, whatever. I have ad blocks, so you're not getting a cent from me. Behind the scenes. Seven dwarfs. German. We're going with German because I'm she's like basically I'm making her a mixture of Weiss and Tamaki. So her father hooked up with a woman from Germany. Well, obviously I can't freaking spell German. Wait, that was how you spelled German. I just didn't capitalize it. Freaking idiot. Her father hooked up with a woman from Germany. And kept up with her until until he was hello there, Ella. I don't think that's how you pronounce your name, but that's what I'm going with. Till he was caught, which was after her birth. Due to uh uh that's how you spell wanting. Due to wanting to press her mother, she what else from here that I was keeping at? She became the top of everything in her school. She became the top of everything from her school, which, while also keeping everyone at arm's length. That is not how you spell length. I do not know how to spell length. Yay! Another spelling gone wrong. Length. Jeez. It was just 2 letters off and it couldn't get it. I suck at spelling. I was keeping everyone at arm's length due to how her mother views anyone who isn't high class. To go to a low class school was decision. That is not how you spell decision. It got discussion. Once again, poor spelling raises its ugly head. Decision. Decision. There we go. Fucking that bad spelling. I hate it. To go to a low class school was a decision made by her mother. As a way of saying that's how she saw her. As a way of saying that's how she saw her. Nose of Yan Chan after she exposed a student council member abusing his power to blackmail girls with lewd images he made them send to him. She's supposed to be like one of the last ones, so what would it be that gets her attention fully? 'Cause this, because helping the new Osana would make her known to her. This wouldn't. These two wouldn't. You wouldn't. You wouldn't. So it has to be these two. These two would have to help. Would have to help boost the new Yanchan's reputation to get her into the group. Well, why not both? Yeah, it has to be these two. It has to be these two. So obviously, the way I've written this, the new Yanchan fights her, and actually for once makes her fear for her life, which gets her into the group. And then the school play here that she would be hosting, her performance, both would catch her attention. Obviously, she would still be one of the last, but it was these two that really catches her attention. So yeah. She learns more about Yan as she makes an impression in school. Alright, so let me just add. It's curiosity. And I'm not gonna try spelling that one. Curiosity. Gets the better of her, so she ends up getting to know Yan Chan and becomes part of her harem. Becomes part of her harem slash friend group. Alright. So basically the first part of this I just took directly from